area that used to be Pastel, Louis Fuller's, there's the bakery over there, Sin, so there's a lot of great spots. So that's another up and coming area that these guys will be a part of. Now, my next guest, like I said, has been with me in the past, and we talked heavy on the food trucks covering an event that was happening. But I want to bring in Michael from BBQ if he's ready. And he is. All right. How are you?
Wonderful. And yourself?
My God, look at this.
Have a rack of ribs.
Oh my God, good to see you.
Good to see you as
well.
well.
Thanks for coming in. So,
my pleasure.
Last time we were talking about just the food trucks as a whole, and that was for New Year's Eve, what that was going on.
Right.
This time, I want to kind of, I mean, we're still going to talk about that, it's a lot of where you are, but I really want to get into the overall concept, and a lot of what we've covered today is that you've all got unique styles.
That's correct.
And so tell us more about your style.
It's funny because ours is, again, different from everybody.
Right.
Over the course of the past 15 to 20 years, I've learned a lot about barbecue. I like the Kansas City tomato hickory style of barbecue.
Okay.
I like the Eastern Carolina vinegar-based style of barbecue.
I like that too.
And of course, the Texas dry rub, salt, pepper, garlic briskets done on oak, hickory, whatever.
Oof.
So we developed a style. I developed a style moving forward that sort of took all of the little pieces that I liked the best about that.
Yep.
And what I did was I came up with a dry rub, which is a savory dry rub.
Okay.
No sugars, so we're not caramelizing sugar on meat. You know, would you put sugar on steak?
No.
Thank you.
Yeah.
And then we paired it with the ability to mix with our woods. Hickory has a little spice flavor to it.
Right.
Oak has a little spice to it. So the oak and the hickory complement the spice rub.
Okay.
And then we use our complement of different sauces to regionalize it a little bit by using like for instance, the Kansas City tomato hickory sauce takes the bite off of the edge of it, gives it a tad little sweet, a tad little tang, a tad little whatever, and it's the perfect bite.
So, but the caramelizing you mentioned is coming naturally.
Yes,
From
it's
combining
coming from the spices along with the fats on the meat.
Right.
And the collagens on the meat. We're not caramelizing sugar on our meats.
And this, I mean, if you look at this, you can see how that's on there. This is beautiful. Not only that, it smells delicious.
That's got a nice mop sauce on it.
Yeah, my God. It's unbelievable. Now, you mentioned the vinegar. So
Yep.
the only other place that I had something was vinegar, and I don't even know if it was a special thing that they did. Have you heard of Dinosaur Barbecue?
I know Dinosaur very well.
So I'm originally from upstate New York. So
Okay.
I go to Dinosaur. I was just up there this past weekend.
Okay.
So I go to Dinosaur every time I'm in town. Now, I
Right.
couldn't find something this time, but I went to an event that they did at the state fair that they do in New York, and they had this, it was, I can't even describe, but it was vinegar, and it was light. It almost looked like a white, like similar to this, but it was all white on it.
Was it a white sauce?
Yeah.
So was it an Alabama white sauce?
I think that's what it must have been, yeah.
That came from Alabama. That
Okay.
came from one specific barbecue house who I don't remember the name of. And it's a mayonnaise-based sauce, and they use it to dip chicken. And it's a mayonnaise, vinegar, spices, and so forth. It's called an Alabama white sauce.
So you were mentioning you do certain things with the vinegar as well.
Right. Well, yeah, our pulled pork, our Eastern Carolina pulled pork sauce is apple cider vinegar,
Okay.
red pepper flakes, hot sauces, and some of our spices. And what it is it's very liquidy. It's what you would put on a whole hog, for instance, if you were trying to cook a whole hog and you wanted to give it a lot of extra flavor.
Okay.
In our cases, we put it on with our traditional pulled pork sandwiches, which is a pulled pork sandwich
Yep.
topped with slaw, with a little bit of the Eastern Carolina sauce on top of it. So the vinegar mixes with the vinegar of the meat, the slaw, and everything else, and just gives it a really nice.
Oh my God. So that's something I can come try anytime on this on the menu.
In the restaurant, anytime
Okay.
you'd like.
So let's talk about, because we're going to get to a couple of things, but let's talk about for me what's on the menu. Give us an kind of a verbal visual of some of the other things that you got on the menu.
Okay, well, our menu is quite traditional. It is a beef brisket, which is a Texas brisket. It is a Southern Carolina style pulled pork. We do something around here no one else does, which we do a California tri-tip.
California tri-tip.
It's a tri-tip sirloin beef, which is a bottom cut sirloin.
Okay.
The piece is only about that big, and it cuts, and the way it can be very tough, except the way we do it and the way we cook it to a rare, medium rare, and let it rest,
Okay.
and it will melt in your mouth.
Oh my God.
And we serve that with a smoky horseradish and red onion on a sandwich, and you won't have one any better.
Oh my God, it's amazing.
So we do a Bronto beef rib, which no one's doing these beef ribs like we are around here. They will rival The beef rib itself is probably that big.
Okay.
And it's one bone. It's one order. It would make Fred Flintstone jealous.
It's one order?
One bone, one order, 3/4 to 1 pound. It would make Fred Flintstone jealous.
So the style, and again, talking about going back to the different styles, is this something that you guys have just fell in love with and kind of experimented over time? Because how long have you been in business now?
This is, the food trucks are on their 5th year, the restaurant's on the 3rd year.
Okay.
And we've changed over the course of the years. We've stepped it up. Over the first 2 years, we worked on the recipes. We added Anthony Martinley, who you met last time.
Anthony's great.
On here, and we added him and his food and beverage background to help out, because I'm not I'm a restaurant person. I'm a barbecue pit master.
Okay.
And so he's helped us develop the flavors. And then we've added Ken Bass, who's our executive chef, who comes from North Carolina, who loves our flavors and is able to really, really make them shine. And as that has happened, we've just evolved through, and we're doing wonderful things.
So we mentioned, and I think we talked about this when your partner came out before, is that the food truck was first.
Yeah,
That was kind of the first introduction.
just my wife and I. Yep.
Okay. And then now the restaurant, you said it's celebrating 3rd year?
The restaurant is starting on its 3rd year.
It's
That's
starting
correct.
on its 3rd year. Okay.
Right.
So when this has got going on, the food truck we've seen at various events, and I know that New Year's Eve is a special thing that was up here. You're part of, with Eric Weiner, about doing the food truck festivals around the area, right?
Yeah, we do about 2/3 to 3/4 of the events that Eric does.
So where are some of the places if people wanted to go see the truck at these festivals? Where are some of the ones that you're participating in?
Well, of course, Roger Williams Zoo at the Carousel.
Okay.
We're there probably 3 out of every 4 Friday nights, all during the summer.
Yep.
We do some of the Warwick events with food trucks in
That's
at Rocky Point,
Rocky Point,
and,
okay.
and a few others. That's with Eric. We're doing this weekend. We're doing the Barbecue and Blues Fest at Indian Point Park, which is is a different group of people.
Yep.
We do all of the Bold Point Park concert series with Newport Events
Awesome.
with that gang. So we're one of their main vendors there.
So you guys are out and about a lot with the truck.
We have now 3 trucks, 2 trailers, the
trucks.
restaurant, and a staff of 22 people.
22.
Yeah.
So this thing is really taking off. It's doing phenomenal.
Yeah, it's taken off. It's done well. We just on Monday found out that for the 2nd year in a row, we won as the #1 barbecue food truck in the United States
I just
by
heard
Mobile
that.
Cuisine Magazine.
Congratulations. That's fantastic.
And we won Motif Magazine's Rhode Island barbecue food truck
the
as well.
#1 food truck in the United States.
In the United States. That's 2 years in a row now.
Really?
Yes.
Congratulations. That's not a small feat. That's fantastic. So with the truck being the influence that kind of got you into the brick and mortar with the restaurant, you've got 22 people, you've managed these different styles. The popularity of barbecue seems to grow, and I think, again, you guys seem to have been one of the catalysts to help get that out there. And to be able
Yeah,
to do
we
that.
were.
No, it's seriously,
Yeah.
I think that a lot of these other people recognize that, and in talking about the Barbecue Fest coming up and everybody participating, it's good because these styles are what people are craving.
That's correct.
And from an event standpoint, you've got the truck that does these public events. How does the catering side of things work? Is it more associated with the truck, or is it stuff they can get through the restaurant side?
It's both.
It's both. Okay,
It's
so
both.
tell us
We
about
have
catering.
our catering business is really cool. You could call up and cater for 5 people and come in and pick it up in the restaurant. So we'll prepare for you a plate of pulled pork, brisket, meats, sides, what have you, for 5 to 10 people. No problem. Come pick it up.
Okay.
You go a little bit more. Okay, we'll deliver that for you. So you go 10, 15, 20 people. Can you deliver? Of course. So we'll deliver it for them. This is on an event that's prepaid.
Okay.
It's not, you can't call up on the phone and then we'll deliver for 20 people.
Right. It's something you got to plan in
We
advance.
need
Yeah.
anywhere from 48 to 72 hours notice on catering. Then we start stepping it up to food truck catering.
Yep.
We'll take the food truck on site, we'll drive it in your driveway, we'll drive it up to your office park, and we'll feed your employees, and we'll feed them well. We go beyond that. We've got 17 weddings this year.
Really?
Where we are serving starting from the food truck. In some cases, we set up a full buffet line, we set up a full carving station, and we turn out one heck of a barbecue feast.
That is a very cool, unique style thing to do for a wedding.
Yeah.
17 weddings to be able to do that.
We have 17 weddings this year, yeah.
Congratulations again. That's unbelievable. I love that. So in doing that, I mean, that's a wide range of things for people to do. Have you this goes to the wedding side, I guess, has people wanted to come in and be more educated? Are they kind of tasting through some of the things or getting your advice? Or
Yeah, that's the fun.
Because to me, that would be unbelievable. Just what you mentioned with the different styles, I want to sit down and have a tasting and go through these things.
New England is a strange place because New England only understands fall off the bone ribs, for instance.
Right.
And that is, of course, a marketing campaign from the big chain restaurants because they bring their ribs in pre-cooked and frozen. They have to cook them on a charbroiler. There's ice crystals in there. The ice steams the meat off the bone, So that's how they sell fall off the bone ribs.
Okay.
That's why they have to market that. You try my ribs will bite through and pull off the bone, but they're not going to fall off.
Okay.
So you get a good bite every time you try this.
That's good. The taste is
Okay,
going to be drastically
but as far as the education goes, teaching the public about real barbecue. We don't use gas, propane, anything like that. We use either pure hardwoods, oak and hickory, or we use hardwood pellet smokers, which are still cooking with hardwood. It's just using a computer that's dropping the pellets and keeping the temperatures consistent. Brisket likes that a lot better than it does inconsistent temps.
So, I mean, for you to have this growth, people have wanted to get educated. People have
Yes.
wanted to come in and try the
Yes.
different concepts, the different styles to be able to do it.
That's correct.
Okay, because I mean, there's an influence that comes up, and we talk about Johnson and Wales being here, and the culinary side of the talent that can come out of the university and people to evolve it. But I think from a perspective in Rhode Island is that we are a very big foodie state. We're a very big foodie state.
Absolutely.
And I think that the tastes are diverse. Like, it's not just like we're a foodie state and one person loves Italian. I mean, I love Italian food, but I'm also seafood, and this stuff is amazing to me. But I am just starting to learn more about this, and I give credit to people like yourself, and then from my hometown Dinosaur and tasting things
Right.
when I go there.
Right.
So when they're coming in, someone can ask the questions, not just on the catering side, but coming into the restaurant or
Right.
going to the truck, they can get kind of a quick overview on everything.
They can ask us any single thing. I have nothing to hide at all. Actually, we took our dry rub. Our savory dry rub is now on the market. It's for sale.
You're kidding?
No, we started bottling it. We had it approved the other day, and we're selling it out of our restaurant and our food trucks right now until we get our UPC done. And then it'll go into a couple of the local supermarkets.
That's awesome.
And we have nothing. If we have a brand new pitmaster, somebody that wants to learn, my wife bought me a smoker for Father's Day. What do? I'll sit them down at a table for an hour and talk to them. Well, we don't have a problem. We want the New Englanders to understand. We want them to understand that we cook fresh. We don't reheat. At the end of the day, I don't care if it's Friday or Saturday. We might be out at 7 o'clock at night because we sold through everything we had.
Right.
Any place, any good barbecue place worth its salt is going to cook to sell out. And that's an education process as well.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, again, I'm giving them congratulations like left, right, and center here, but to accomplish all this and bring this up is important, and it's good. I mean, from the expansion, the amount of staff that you're hiring, and the education, kudos to you guys for doing this and making the commitment. Seriously. Thank you very much. It's awesome.
Thanks.
All right, so before I let you go, I got one final question for you, and this is
for it.
something I try to ask because you've got the actual experience behind being in the pit and the styles. If someone has not come in, what would be the two things you say? If they haven't been to the food truck or haven't been to the restaurant, what are two things you're saying that they shouldn't miss, they should absolutely try? I know it's a lot, it's a big question, I know, but that's why I'm saying two, so we can kind of throw it up there.
If they don't know anything about barbecue, they need to come to us because they'll learn. And they'll learn what good barbecue is.
Okay.
If they know everything about barbecue, they need to come to us because we do it right. Once people come into our restaurant, once people have food off of our food trucks, once people taste our flavor profiles, they will come back and they will understand what barbecue is all about.
So the two things. What are two things you recommend that they got to try? I know he's got making them narrow it down here, but they shouldn't miss, I guess, is kind of part of the question.
If we have our brisket, our beef brisket is comparable to anything you'll find in the country, period. That's competitive across the board. If you like brisket or know about brisket, try the brisket.
Okay.
If we're running specials and we happen to have the smoked prime rib or the Bronto beef ribs, try those. You won't have anything like it in Rhode Island, and you won't have any better anywhere.
That's awesome. So the brisket, in my social media feed, people send me questions and their opinions on a regular basis.
Right.
There was like 7 comments on the brisket, people saying how awesome it was, and you have to try that and you have to have it. So that's good. That matches up exactly what people were saying. So this is fantastic. Michael, thank you for making the time to come in today. I'm definitely going to talk to you a little bit more when we get off the air because I want to make sure I know, I'm going to educate myself a little bit more on this because I'm loving this style. But thank you for making it in today.
My pleasure.
Really, really appreciate it.
Thanks.
I'll let you grab that as you head out.
Yep.
Taylor, are you out there? No. Where is she? So we're going to be closing out in just a second on all things barbecue. We've covered great things from Pink Pig, covered some things from the festival that's coming up that you got to check out that information for the July 4th weekend. Great Northern, congratulations on the fact that they're going to be launching a new brick and mortar. And then Michael coming in from GoLocal, the expansion that they've made with the trucks and the restaurant. Now, Taylor, come here 1 minute. Come here. I'm summoning Taylor. Come here, you know the drill. So, I want to thank Taylor because Taylor has been working with me for quite a while now. She's done an awesome job, not just in the things I do in the taste, but with my company as a whole. And she's become a great friend, and my family loves her, and I really appreciate it. She is leaving me to go study abroad for a little bit in Australia. So she's not going to a bad thing, but she's heading over to Australia. So I wanted to thank you for everything you've done. Thank you very much.
Thanks, guys. Thanks bringing drinks in.
She's done a lot of fun. So I'm Rick Simone. Thank you for joining me on The Taste this week. We covered all things barbecue. We'll have a lot of great stuff that we'll post up after this. Next week, we're going to cover alfresco dining. We've got 4 great guests already lined up to talk about alfresco places to do, and one of those guests is a brand new establishment that's only been open a couple of weeks. So I'm looking forward to highlighting them next Wednesday on The Taste. Thank you again. I'm Rick Simone. I'll see you next week on The Taste.